Hello and welcome to the stream. Finally, we are up and running. And today, my plan was to start a campaign on BattleTech. I haven't played BattleTech at all this year, like literally not touched it. Those of you that have still been around know that we've been playing a Phoenix Point campaign, and that stretched to, I think, 22 episodes in the end. So I decided we'll have a crack at BattleTech again now. It's been released in its final form, which is 1.9, although technically now it's... Thank you, Garrison. Although technically now it's 1.9.1 that I believe we're on. And my first experience with BattleTech's final form of 1.9.1 is that it won't let me load a saved file. It's infuriating. So I set myself up earlier, as I always do. I prepare in advance. We're all good to go. Got a campaign ready. And being me, I thought, I'm just going to make sure, and I'll do a test, make sure that everything is working as intended. So I shut the game down, and then I restarted the game and went to load my file. And my file would not load. So I thought, great, we've got a problem. But at least I've started this well in advance of the stream, so I'll be all right. I'll be able to get it fixed. So I verified all the game files. That's the first thing I thought I should get done. Obviously, it's, everything else is cleaned out. There's no mods or anything on this version right now. And then launched the game, loaded my save file, and it worked perfectly. Save loaded. So I thought, great, okay, we're in business. Being the paranoid crazy that I am, I thought that's not good enough for me. And so before I went live today, I thought, do you know what? I'll just do one more test. Let's close the game down and load it up again. And guess what happened, chat? Guess what happened? The damn game wouldn't load again. Weird, eh? So guess what? That meant I had to verify the files all over again right before I'm about to go live. So that's why we're starting late. And it appears that if you verify your game, then go to load a saved game, that works out fine. If you don't do that, it won't load. Why? I don't know. Whether this is affecting other people or not, I don't know. As I say, I've not played the game all year so far since it's been 2020. I've not read anything about it or looked into it or even talked to anyone about it outside of Harry. So I'm completely unaware that this is a thing that's happening. It might be a thing that's just happening to me. I don't know, but that's infuriating. So it seems I can load a campaign, but before I do that, I have to verify the game files every time, which obviously takes time and is super irritating. So let's hope the damn thing doesn't crash, eh? Otherwise, I'll be sat here verifying the game before I can even load the bloody thing. So, yeah, good start, BattleTech. Really good start. Your final form very nearly has been declared a steaming pile of dung. And that's putting it lightly. But we are in. So here's what I prepared earlier. We have the longest subscribers in and locked in and ready as per usual. So we have Sarge. Incidentally, we've still not seen Sarge in a while. If anyone sees Sarge, please let us know. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm kind of seriously worried about Sarge at this point. It's been a couple of weeks. He is still subbed somehow, and I was thinking surely it would run out by now because it feels like it's been ages since we saw him. But yeah, if anyone sees Sarge out there in the great wide world of Twitch, please check that he's doing all right and let him know we're worrying about him. So Sarge, we've got Gecko, obviously Gecko with his standard space pimp look, the purple hair, the handlebar moustache, it's all there, classic Gecko. We've got Catch, who seems to get a different look every game I try, on account of me not actually knowing what Catch looks like, nor him ever being fussy about what he looks like. So this time he's a floppy-haired hipster. Hope you like that one, Catch. Please feel free to suggest a look for yourself if you don't want to continue looking like a floppy-haired hipster. But, you know, if you're cool with that, fair enough. And then we've got Black Cat. Same applies to Black Cat. We don't know what Black Cat looks like, so he's different every campaign as well. But there he is right now. That is Black Cat version for this playthrough. So as per usual, I will add in extra pilots from my subscriber list, starting with longest subscribed first, same as normal with a BattleTech campaign. These are just the guys that started out. Garrison was next in line, I believe. So if anyone dies today, we'll see Garrison added in. Right, so now to look at what mechs I got. So, not a bad selection, really. I mean, you might be seeing the cicada and going, oh my god, you've got a cicada. But it's got a PPC in it. So, you know, I was quite pleased with that because obviously I thought, well, I can sell that cicada and I've got a PPC. That's great. I'm quite happy with that. So, yeah, one PPC cicada. We've got a Locust 1S. It's the SRM2s and medium laser version. It's not good, but whatever. But I did get a Panther 9R, which is actually very good. Very pleased with that as a starting light mech, PPC and an SRM4. And I got a Vindicator 1R, so another PPC there, so that's PPC number 3. Vindicator 1R, and also an Enforcer 4R. So, yeah, that's actually a pretty good starting set of mechs. I did not feel too badly done by there. So, pretty cool. Yeah, very long range. That's right. Garrison's saying lots of long range fire support. Yeah, definitely. I do like to have some reach on my mechs, although usually I prefer that from heavies upwards. I don't mind brawlers for lights and mediums, but well, you know, we've got some long range weaponry already. Now, I've not rebuilt any of these mechs. All I've done is slightly adjust their paint job. That's all I've done. But I haven't actually adjusted their armor levels or their gear or any of that malarkey. So they are all currently stock, but that shouldn't really be too much of a problem considering the difficulty of missions we'll be starting out with and having 2 mediums. For those that might be interested in what my difficulty settings are, fairly vanilla. Although, oh, excuse me, I did set enemy force strength to hard. And I've turned Iron Man mode off, obviously, because we've learned that lesson enough times that this game crashes, this game breaks, and this game is very frustrating if you are losing out due to a game crash and you being on Iron Man mode. So I've decided that's it. I don't play this in Iron Man anymore. I don't save scum, but equally I don't Iron Man because the game is not stable enough for that. It's not even stable enough to load a save file at the moment, so yeah, I'm not happy about that. But right, let's see where we started off. We started off in the Oregon Reach to the north end of it at Panzer, which is a half skull location, standard for starts. And we've got a bunch of missions we can do here, so we can dive into stuff. Thank you very much for the resub, by the way, Garrison. And that is 12 months. 12 months. Garrison has been a sub for an entire year. Thank you so much for that, Garrison. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so what was that? Lazy says, pro streamer excuse rant confirmed. Thanks, Lazy. Good to know you're on side there. It's really good to see you. Some names I've not seen in a little while. Good to see you guys back. Hope you're doing well. Hope nobody's getting the virus. That's the next thing, isn't it? Needs a little bit of discussion, doesn't it? Things are ramping up worse and worse and worse. Today we've been warned that... Oh, God, short of breath already. Today we've been warned that if people don't start doing what's being recommended, then the country will be locked down, either by the end of the day or tomorrow, which is really poor timing, because my civil partnership signing is tomorrow. So if we get locked down because of morons today or tomorrow, and that means that we have to cancel our civil partnership, I'm going to be a very angry man. A very, very angry man. I might just take to the streets and start, I don't know, coughing on people or something to teach them a lesson. Right, where are we? Let's go to contracts and see what we can pick up. We've got a half skull here. Lost supplies. Ambush convoy. Convoy ambush isn't really a good thing to start out with. Training day is, though, because I don't actually have to use many of my mechs. I don't really have to commit anything for this, do I? Yeah, let's go with that. So, we can take one mech. What should I take? Vindy or Enforcer? The thing with the Enforcer is it doesn't really have a lot of ammunition. 8 rounds. Just not really feeling that that's going to see me through. So I'm going to take the Vindicator because it's not going to run out of ammunition in its PPC, is it? And we'll take Doyle as well, just because Doyle can't die, and we don't need to risk anyone else's life for this. So let's get cracking. 2 Herbies and a Commando is what we have here. Hey Havoc, how you doing? Your guys are going to be whiffing PPCs all over the place, says Chico. Yes, that's correct. They are. They actually really will struggle to hit things. Doyle's got Gunnery 4, though, so it's not too bad for him. Catch says, don't worry, Doyle. I'm sure all the morons will suddenly stop being morons. Yeah. Not going to happen, is it? I mean, at this point, I'm pretty convinced that we're going to get locked down tomorrow, and then we're going to have to make phone calls to find out if we're still allowed to have our civil partnership. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Don't really want to be in the middle of a situation where there's a virus going around that can kill people without having our legal protection that we were just about to get as a couple. So yeah, it's kind of really terrible timing. Garrison was saying I should take the Vindicator. Yep, came to the same conclusion there, buddy. Great minds and all that. Catch says, lazy, you and a select few other people have suddenly become the only ones holding our fragile civilization together. Yeah, I saw a great post just either yesterday or the day before where someone said, oh, I was just checking the essential workers list because, you know, our government's put out a list of everyone that's being counted as an essential worker, you know, so anyone providing food or medical care or, you know, those kind of things are essential workers. Saying, oh, yeah, I just checked the list and I didn't see any billionaires on there. Like, there weren't even any of these big bosses that give themselves millions in bonus each year. It's almost as if it's all a complete sham and they're not actually valuable at all. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and meanwhile, the people that really matter in society don't get paid very much, do they? Perhaps that needs rebalancing. Okay. Now I have to remember how to play BattleTech again. It's been a while. Yeah, for those that are wondering, oh, why haven't you got your logo in the game? That was another thing. Like when the game started playing up, I immediately removed that just in case it was causing any issues. So I don't want to put that in at the moment, just in case. Oh no! Oh no no no! I didn't bother to check. Oh no, that can't have been Doyle. Doyle doesn't have a voice, does he? That must have been that pilot. Okay. Someone's got the I'm Your Spaniel voice, basically. It can't be Doyle, can it? Doyle doesn't have a voice. Got to be one of those AI pilots. I checked all the pilots I created. None of you subscribers should have voice 19. Oh, game sound's not coming through. Thank you for the heads up there. That's because I've left everything set from when I was playing with Garrison the other day. There we go. Should now have game sound. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for the heads up, as usual. What would I do without you guys, eh? Alright, what are we going to do? Let's go for a jump.
Engaging jump jets.
Celebrities aren't on that list either, says Lazy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can quite happily live without celebrities, can't we? Definitely not an essential.
Standing by.
Let's find out what this is. A Locust 1V. Not particularly scary, but we're going to have a hard time hitting anything here. Maybe some missiles will connect, though. Okay.
Waiting for orders. All right.
Ready for orders. Moving to position.
Maybe just set those Herbies up, ready to smash whatever drops in. Closer they are, the easier they'll have a chance of hitting. Do I want to jump? No, jumping does not help me at all. So we'll just waddle over here a bit. And we'll fire our LRM-5 launcher. And that's all that's going to happen here. 30% chance. Not really expecting much out of this. Well, we got a few hits, so. Eco says, but you are a celebrity. No. Really, no. Cat says, I'm off to pick up a drive-through grocery order. Last I checked, they're able to fill 1 item out of 25 or so. Wish me luck. Good luck, Catch. Good luck. And don't go getting that virus. Ooh, they're dropping some Caretans off. Yeah, we found out today. We've been online shoppers for a very long time. Like we just order our shopping online, comes to the door. We don't have to go to supermarkets unless we're just picking up something here or there. But online orders are now being stopped. So over here, unless you're an old age pensioner, someone that's considered to be vulnerable to the disease, or disabled, it seems you're no longer allowed to get your groceries delivered online. So we're going to have to start mingling with the masses in the supermarket. I think in a couple of weeks' time. We're good for a couple of weeks, but in a couple of weeks' time we might have to start mixing with people. So that's going to put us at a much greater risk than we've been at so far, because we obviously have managed to avoid all of that. We've not done any panic buying. We haven't needed to do any panic buying. We've been well prepared in advance, and everything's been under control. But yeah, that situation's going to have to change for us, unfortunately.
Onward.
And I'm not complaining about that, because obviously it's fair enough. You know, the vulnerable people should get the priority on the systems that make it easier for them. It's just obviously disappointing to have to know that you have to put your family at more risk than we had previously been at.
On it.
Yeah, well, that's it, Garrison. Yeah, Garrison says vulnerable to COVID-19. That's everyone. Yeah, you know, like they are still having cases of perfectly healthy people in their 30s dying from it. It's still happening. Luckily, it's not that common, but it still happens. People without underlying health concerns are dying from this. So, yeah. Also, while we're talking about the virus, if anyone watches from Spain or Italy, I hope you're doing okay. Obviously, we're seeing what's coming out of Spain, and we're seeing what's coming out of Italy. We're seeing what the doctors are saying, and you know, those doctors putting out messages where, you know, they're explaining what the situation is through tears, as they're saying they're now in the situation where they're having to take respirators away from people that might recover, just because they're over 60, and they're having to give those to younger people. All they can now do, I think it was in Spain, the last I heard, for over 65s, they are now just having to give them pain medication while they die, because they are needing to give respirators to younger people instead. So, You know, I know a portion of my viewers definitely fall into the over 65 age bracket. So, you know, that's obviously very shocking news. And I hope you're all going to be okay. One thing we need to be prepared for is, for example, my country, they're estimating we're about 2, maybe 3 weeks behind where Italy and Spain are right now. So things could get as bad as they are there fairly soon. I'm not sure how far behind you are in the USA. I know the USA, you've got more ICUs than we have, so you might fare things a little better, but I wouldn't get cocky about it at all, because, you know, you're going to have people avoiding going in for treatment because it's going to cost them money that they don't have, which means the spread in your country is potentially going to be a lot worse than a country with a national health service. So yeah, the only country in Europe that's faring well at the moment is Germany. Worth noting, Germany, out of the European nations, actually has the highest total of ICUs per 100,000 of the population. So perhaps the reason Germany is having fewer deaths at the moment is that they actually have more facility to cope with a huge volume of patients. So good for them, and I hope that lasts. But if you're not in Germany, if you're in the rest of Europe or USA or Canada, things look like they're going to get pretty grim. But yeah, best thing we can all try to do is not get it at all. But at this stage, it does seem an impossibility. You know, they're estimating 70 to 80% of the population will get the virus before this is done. So, yeah, I mean, just do the maths on that. Do the maths on that of how many people they have to expect could die. And the odds are not looking good for a lot of people.
Position confirmed.
I mean, already one of my friends knows someone that's died of it. And that was a man in his 50s, age 54, that had no underlying health concerns at all. So there was nothing previously wrong with him or anything, and he's died of the virus just recently. It's very sad. I was saying, I think by the end of this, we're all going to know somebody. Put it that way, you know, we're all going to know somebody by the looks of things. It's not good. So this is interesting. Contract payment increased by error, resolving to % string on 0.25. Exception of type system.reflection type load exception was thrown. Well, I mean, this seems like a very, very well programmed final form of a game to me so far, doesn't it? Can't load saved files, and first mission I do throws up an error message. Fantastic. Fantastic. So glad this is their final effort. Right, I'm going to take the javelin piece and the locust piece. And we get everything. Okay. Rick says, Governor Cuomo, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, just passed the Matilda law, which further restricts people like me who've compromised immunities. We're in total solitary lockdown. Yeah. Yes, this is vanilla BattleTech, Chico. No mods, no nothing. So broken so far. This is the final form of it, the final update that they've put out. Did I not take any... Oh, I only took the Vindicator out, didn't I? The Vindicator didn't take any damage. Great, we'll just go straight into the next contract then. We will do this ambush. This could get nasty. I guess we'll take the Cicada. How are we going to hit anything? I think I'll put Doyle in the Cicada, since that is the mech that's most likely to blow up and die. Sarge will want a PPC for sure, so we'll put him in the Vindicator. I think. Oh, actually, no. I might put him in the Panther. Panther's more of a Karitan mech, isn't it? And Sarge does like his Karita-y stuffs. We'll stick Catch in the Vindicator. Who's got the next best gunnery? Black Cat's gunnery 3. Oh, hang on a minute. Actually, Catch. Gecko is a little bit better than Catch. So sorry, Catch, you're getting benched, buddy. Gecko's going to take the Vindicator, and Black Cat will put in the Enforcer. He's got slightly better gunnery, and I'd rather someone with good gunnery uses my precious 8 rounds of AC-10 ammo. We don't want to be missing with that too often, do we? Okay, let's launch this then. Garrison says, I say quit and play MechWarrior 5, at least that works, yeah. Well, we'll see. It's not crashed on me yet. We'll stick with it for now. So just so you guys know what to expect this week. So this, as I've said, Shell is back at work, and work days are ramping up gradually over time. So last week she was still working 2 days a week. This week she's now on 3 days a week. So that means I won't be streaming Wednesday, Thursday or Friday this week, as I'll be full-time looking after William. I had intended to try to do the occasional evening stream, but at the moment, with the way things are, it's actually too exhausting to be able to do that after a day of looking after William. He's teething at the moment. He's a lot of hard work. So it might happen in the future once he gets a little bit older and starts, you know, chilling out a bit and being a bit easier to handle, rather than being a baby drill sergeant that wants to be walked around constantly. So right now, this week, my intention would be to stream today and tomorrow for sure, and then everything else is up in the air. However, tomorrow, as I said, is supposed to be mine and Shell's civil partnership signing. We'll see what happens. If the civil partnership gets cancelled, I'll probably end up streaming. I'll probably be in a very, very bad mood, but I'll stream. If it does get cancelled, and if it doesn't and it does go ahead, I might not be doing a show tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Hey Infernal, how you doing? How you doing? Long time no see. I hope you're all right. Okay, we got some enemies over there.
Detected.
Oh, that's the convoy, isn't it? I'd already forgotten that I was actually doing a convoy mission. I know, amazing. Been that long since I've played this. Barely know what I'm doing. Are you seriously telling me Advanced 3062 works better than the vanilla version of the game? I mean, anecdotally maybe, but I'd find that hard to believe it's actually, you know, technically possible, since it runs off the vanilla version of the game with extras. It is by default automatically likely to be less stable. But I mean, I can believe that you've encountered less issues than I have already. I might just be unlucky.
No joy.
We had fun with Blood Bowl.
What's the plan?
But I used up an entire lifetime's worth of luck on one game in that, so that's it. As you can quite easily see here, I can't hit anything in BattleTech.
Reporting negative damage.
Right now, Garrison's the only one chatting since you arrived. Basically, everyone else was chatting, and then you showed up, and now nobody's talking, Infernal. I think it's just coincidence.
Orders.
Sounds about right, he says.
Lifting off.
Infernal, have you seen Sarge recently? None of us have seen Sarge in a while, and I'm a little bit worried about him. So yeah, let me know if you've seen him anywhere. If he's just watching another channel, that is fine. We just want to know he's healthy. You were you weren't joking. You actually genuinely were in rehab for the last 8 weeks. Well, that explains why we've not seen you in a while then. Yeah, I thought you were actually joking, Infernal. So yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better now, though.
Engaging target.
Primary target is taking
Enemy
damage.
unit destroyed.
Yeah, Battle Brothers is a fun but rough game. Yeah, rough is the right word for it. It's pretty unforgiving and brutal, but I quite enjoyed it.
Orders. Roger that.
Oh, I should have used the jump jets. Why did I not use the jump jets? Because I'm a fool, that's why.
Reporting critical.
Hey,
hit.
Cargo Vroom, how you doing? As if I wasn't addicted to BattleTech, then Blood Bowl would probably be my jam. Blood Bowl's a great game. Really do like it.
Losing lots of armor.
I seem to have put Sarge in a vulnerable position here. His PPC arm has 1 point of armor left on it. This is not good.
You have orders?
I actually just move right up here with the Enforcer, because that way I can use the small laser as well. I feel right now I need to shoot with everything that I possibly can.
I believe this should have effect.
Well, we missed the large laser. We did destroy the right... was that the right leg? I think it was the right leg. Yeah, on this Jenner. So he's going down. Gives me an opportunity for a cooled shot. A little bit worried this convoy is going to get away from me at the moment, though. Need to deal with that as well.
Waiting for orders.
Oh, if only I had multi-target right now. Ugh, okay, finish the general, shoot the convoy vehicle. I need to finish the Jenner, don't I? If I don't, it's gonna get up and shoot me. It's still got a fair amount of weapons left. Just fire everything.
Copy that.
Make sure it dies.
Mess them up.
We should be able to hit that thing, hopefully. A little bit close for that PPC, aren't I? Okay, now where did that other guy go? Can't see. Right, Sarge is in trouble, isn't he? I need to something spectacular with Sarge. Okay, we need to shield that right arm so we don't lose the PPC on it. That's another vehicle down.
Reporting.
Two more
enemy
to go,
vehicle
and
order.
I think I can see them both. Yeah, they're both there, so we should be all right. Hmm.
How might I help?
Nail the vehicle or nail the Jenner? I think I should go for the vehicles. They're getting a little bit close to the extraction point, aren't they? Let's not mess about.
I understand.
No, I don't play Monster Hunter, so yeah, it's all alien to me. But you guys feel free to chat about it. I have no problem with it. As long as you're having fun, that's the main thing. Doyle. Can we run fast enough? No, even in a cicada, I'm not fast enough to catch up with that. All right then, we'll shoot at the Jenner instead.
No damage detected.
Standing by. Coordinates received.
Yeah, let's not take any risks. I've been saving up. Make sure we actually hit this thing. Get rid of it. Yeah, mission complete.
And coming in hot.
Saving my blue juice just in case we needed a definite hit.
Watch the flank. Internal structure damage. Aye, aye.
Who took internal structure damage? Gecko. Ah, he got shot in the back by that super maneuverable Jenner. Alright.
Moving out.
Sarge, give him a PPC slap. He missed. I needed a slap, and he missed.
Engaging target. Enemy mech.
Ooh, that was a pretty solid PPC hit. Look off a torso there.
Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander.
Don't need to use resolve on that, do we? Better off saving it for the Vindicator.
What do you need?
Okay,
On my
Gecko,
way.
you've got this. You've got this. Oh, ho, ho, ho. He has certainly got this. Head destroyed. Lethal damage. Mission complete.
Mission successful.
Yeah. Interesting. Constant error. It's going to be every mission, this, isn't it? I hope it's still giving me the correct amount of money that I'm owed. How is this? I removed all the mods from the game, so it shouldn't be any mods causing it. I mean, I don't even have my own custom icon in the game right now. I took everything out. I might have to do a full fresh reinstall. I have no idea. Right, so 4 parts of a Jenner D up for grabs there. That would be pretty cool if I could get one of those. This is only 3 parts per mech construction in this campaign. Pretty low chance of getting it, though. There's a lot of other rubbish knocking about. And we didn't get the final part of the Jenner. Never mind. Hey, another thing I've just noticed. Oh, we haven't advanced time, that's why. I was going to say, I haven't been offered the package of stuff that you get in this version of the game. But yeah, I haven't actually advanced by a day, so that's probably why that is. Check pilots. See if anyone's worth leveling up. We'll get Bulwark on Doyle.
Mech warrior training complete.
Yeah.
Gecko. We'll get some more gunnery.
Training complete.
Because gunnery 2 is very, 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 very poor. We'll do the same on Sarge. We'll get him to gunnery 3.
Orders.
Catch hasn't had a mission yet, and Black Cat. Black Cat's already got gunnery 3, so we'll save up with him. Just remembered I haven't actually set any ship upgrades going yet, so we'll start with the repair and refit. The repair scaffolding stuff for +2 tech points.
Roger that, Commander. I'll get the crew.
In my opinion, that's generally a good starting point on the Argo upgrades. And let's check the mechs. Get stuff repaired. That'll take 2 days. We will wind time on for that. There we go. I'm going to take the crate. We're not playing this hardcore mode or playing the mod. We're not playing Harry's mod, so I'm just going to take the crate for this campaign. If I was playing Commander's Edition, I would be turning the crate down, because Commander's Edition is designed for you to not be giving yourself cheeky advantages like this. But since this is just a playthrough of the final form of 1.9.1 BattleTech Vanilla, I'm going to take it. See what we get. An assassin. Feel a little bit hard done by there. We got an Ultra AC-20, a snub PPC. Wow, they're actually both pretty devastating items, but the assassin is rubbish.
That mech you wanted is back online.
Yeah, the weapons were pretty good. I'm not unhappy with the weapons, but the assassin though. Now that Ultra AC-20, I'm gonna see if I can get that fitted on the Enforcer, given the opportunity. However, a little bit risky because it's gonna be in the arm, and that would be a very, very valuable weapon to lose if that arm gets shot off. But if we don't use it, where's the fun? So we're gonna stick it in. Yeah, the snub is actually awesome. Yeah, particularly since I've got mechs that, you know, are quite happy and ready to carry PPCs already. So that's going to be pretty good. Inferno says, just put the snub on the assassin and watch him ignore evasions. Ooh. Infernal's not had a bad idea there, has he? Because I forgot the assassin now is marginally less useless than it used to be because of its special ability. Now, can we view that somewhere? Where is that? Intercept system. There we go. Yeah, so ignores 3 evasion, and that's what Infernal's suggesting we make the most of. Let's go for a refit on it. We'll have to strip everything though, won't we? Because the snub PPC is pretty heavy. Wow, I need to free up a lot of tonnage. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god, I'm not sure this is worth it. I have to take so much armor off. This is feeling kind of crazy. Alright, we're getting there. We're getting there bit by bit. Okay, I have achieved it. My rear armor is a little bit low. Let's up those a little bit and drop a little bit more off the fronts. So 85 on the front. It's risky, but I mean, it is really a good way of taking advantage of the ability this mech has, isn't it? So we'll give this a try. Look, at the end of the day, if it all goes wrong and we die, I can just blame Infernal now, since it was his idea. This is out of my hands. It's all on him. So, you know, I feel safe in doing this, since I already have a well-established scapegoat. So let's do it. going to take how many days? Is that only 4 days? Whoa, that's quick. Oh, 5 days it says because I've got the Vindicator in for 1 day. Yeah, that might actually just be worth waiting for. We'll just wait those days. And then we'll do a mission.
That work order you submitted is complete.
Inferno says, okay, now who has more armor, an assassin or a cicada? Yeah, I mean, even with being stripped down, I think it's fairly safe to assume the assassin has more armor, isn't it? Have a look what the total durability is there. 640 armor, 336 structure versus 320 armor and 336 structure. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I think the assassin wins comfortably there. Right. Just got 1 PPC in its arm, and I believe I did manage to keep that arm fully armored, so it's got 60 armor on that arm. Only 30 on the empty one, but no bother. At least the weapon location is as protected as it can be. I don't have any jump jets or anything else. We literally had to strip this down to the bones to fit that snub PPC on. But I do think that it's going to be a worthwhile endeavour. I'm with Infernal on that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. Right. Let's go and take a contract then. We've got a training day or a repossession. Right, I'm going to do a 1 skull training day, I reckon. Because then I can just take the assassin out, can't I? And we'll have a crack with it, see how it goes. So we'll take Doyle, keep everyone else safe. We're just going to take our brand new assassin. Rely on lots of evasion for ourselves, running around. And hope that combination of gunnery 4 plus the special ability of this mech will secure us some nice solid regular hits. The first says, guess what? It's still trashed here. I think it's worth showing off. I think it'll be alright. Pico says, snub already splashes. Put a regular one on the assassin. Yeah, but when you like, my targets are basically going to be vehicles and lights at this stage. I doubt I'll be meeting a medium mech, so the fact that it splashes isn't really too bad because splash damage is going to be very painful on the very low armored locusts that I'm likely to be running into. So I should be all right.
Command interface initiated.
What is that in the vanilla game, Infernal? Did they do that on vanilla? Burger time.
Time to earn our pay.
Okay. Destroy Taurian forces. All friendly units must survive. This one's a little bit more of a challenge, isn't it? Can't let anyone die.
Standing by. On it.
Bouncing herbies.
I'm receiving you. Yes, Commander. I got a sensor trace.
Ah, enemy over there as well. Not so good. Good point, Infernal. Let's see what they do.
Stay there. Firing jump jet.
What we got here? Oh, a panther. Nice. If we get extra lucky, we might be able to pick up another PPC. Or we might just destroy a PPC. That's seeming more likely right now.
Confirmed.
There it goes.
Reporting critical hit.
Yeah. I could be bothered messing around trying to get a better angle on this when I get it killed.
On the move. Firing a full set.
Nice. Right torso gone. So, this is not making use of the assassin's special ability at all at this point because there's no evasion on that guy, but I'm just going to shoot. Oh, look at that. Nice.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Garrison says, you said you might pick it up. 100% you were going to destroy it. He's not wrong, is he?
Yes, Commander.
That is how salvage with Doyle goes. Oh, I quite like that. Boom, it's gone already. Like, just the thought is enough and it'll just
Copy that.
spontaneously combust.
That's a miss.
I'm here. Copy that, Commander. Roger. Orders?
Hmm.
Got it. Roger that.
There we go, one panther down. There's only one other mech left.
Half-bow removed.
And we're thinking that's a panther as well. There it is.
All weapons committed.
Ah, they're dropping in reinforcements. Not to worry though. We'll have this guy dealt with pretty quickly. Nice. Evasion working out very well on the assassin.
Receiving you.
Waiting for orders.
How's it going? Target's taking a critical hit.
Standing by.
Yeah, well, Garrison says Suburbia is best derby. Changed my mind. I'm probably going to agree with you there. Like,
All
it
right.
doesn't rely on ammunition. Got a PPC.
Scored a critical hit.
Whereas the standard derby and the AC-20 armed derby, both of those have incredibly low levels of ammo.
Waiting for orders. Position confirmed.
Suburbia is probably the best 30-ton mech. Hmm. Ooh, well that one's a bit more of a...
Affirmative. Solid connection on that one.
I don't know. Trying to think, it's been so long since I played BattleTech, it's hard to remember what mechs exist now. I believe the Valkyrie... no, not the Valkyrie. What's it called? You know the Davian 30-tonner that you get lots of? Is it the Valkyrie? Yeah, I think it is the Valkyrie. That one's pretty decent. What else is 30 tons?
The last primary target is down.
Oh, so we're just talking about vanilla version, and that they're not in the vanilla. Right, okay. So what are my 30-ton options in vanilla? Apart from spiders and other herbies. What else is 30 tons in vanilla? Is that it? Are they our only options? Because if they're our only options, then I'm going to agree with you.
Standing by.
My evac zone. Oh, javelins as well. Oh,
What's up, Bob?
yeah, the initial release javelins, I would have disagreed because you could fit a lot more in them. But since they fixed their kind of screw up that was allowing javelins to carry a lot more than they should, I agree with you, I think.
Ready for orders. Copy that.
Half-Orc says, do you know when Commander's Edition is going to be updated? No. I mean, I've spoken to Harry about it. What the issue is that Harry's mod is a collection of other mods that are in it as well. And it seems like, you know, nearly everybody that makes those mods is no longer working on them. So they're not being updated. I mean, already for the last release of Commander's Edition, Harry had to do a lot of work on other people's mods himself just to make everything work. And that was a huge amount of work for one guy to do. So I think it's unlikely that we're going to see a 1.9 version of Commander's Edition anytime soon. He has said he might get around to it eventually, but at the moment we're looking at then there needing to be a lot of work done by other people on their mods before Harry can do his, and he's not willing to, you know, shoulder the responsibility of working on everybody else's mods first to then make his work, if you see what I mean. Which I think is absolutely fair enough. You know, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you he spent last year, I mean all of it, he spent last year working on Commander's Edition. So, you know, the guy's already invested a huge amount of work into Commander's Edition.
Let's go.
That aside, though, I can tell you that he is moving forward with plans for making his own game entirely. So nothing to do with BattleTech IP at all. Something else entirely. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you anything more than that. But he is going to be working on his own game. And having heard the ideas, it sounds really, really cool. And that's all I can tell you. You're just going to have to trust me. It sounds cool. Like, just accept that explanation for now. Because obviously I can't say anything about it. I don't want to spoil anything, and it's nowhere near ready to be talked about. But from what I know, it sounds awesome. He's got some great ideas. It will obviously take him a good amount of time to get it all put together, particularly as it does look likely that he will be the only person working on all of this. He'll be doing it alone. But yeah, the end result, I hope, if it has the same level of Harry high quality that we've been accustomed to, it should be an excellent game for those that are into the sort of thing that it is. So that's all I can say. I can't say anything else. But I can tell you, I guarantee I will stream it when he finishes it. Whether it's now, whether it's in a couple of years, I don't even know. But I will stream it. I will absolutely stream his game when it's finished. Because it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Is that right, Half-Orc? Oh, I wouldn't bother. I'm probably a terrible pilot, man.
Coordinates received. All right. That hit something good. Waiting for orders. Target locked. Enemy.
Phoenix Hawk down.
Hostile eliminated.
Mission successful.
A nice haul from that, and of course the damage we sustained was not to our mechs. They're to borrowed mechs, so we're fine with that. The assassin came through with absolutely zero damage whatsoever done to it, so that's all good. We'll take a piece of Phoenix Hawk because it's the heaviest thing out there, and then my next option is Panther or PPC. Panther or PPC. Panther or PPC. Panther or PPC. See, a lot of my mechs have PPCs, and at any moment I might lose a PPC off one of my mechs, so I think I'll actually take that, and we'll roll the dice on the Panther. Oh yeah, we got a piece of Panther as well. Nice. Lady says, apparently another Pathfinder game is in the works. Havoc says, yes, the Kickstarter is going right now for Wrath of the Righteous. Ah. Yes, I'm waiting for Baldur's Gate 3 as well, Infernal. I'm definitely looking forward to playing that. The gutting thing about this year is, with me having moving more into full-time dadness, I'm having less time for streaming, while at the same time this year is going to see the release of so many good games. And we're probably all going to be locked down for a good few months of this year as well. So it'll be an absolutely fantastic time to be streaming all these games, because there's going to be loads of people stuck at home probably watching Twitch. So timing is both good and bad for me. It kind of sucks. But yeah, there are a lot of games I'm looking forward to. Still hoping Bannerlord comes out at the end of this month as well, assuming they don't miss the deadline. 31st of March, Bannerlord. I mean, we're what, days away now? What's the date even? 23rd of March right now? 23rd, so not long to wait for that. Infernal says, game development is halted for 3 years due to corona infecting crops. Oh dear. Yeah, well, luckily, you know, stuff like the games industry and that, they're businesses that can keep running from home, you know. So Shell is working for. She doesn't work in the games industry. She does work with computers though, obviously. But yeah, she's been working from home for a while now. It's proving, you know, that a lot of businesses can actually have their workers work from home, which is good.
Reporting.
Obviously, there are also plenty of jobs that can't work like that. But at least, one of the things that I think is worth noting is they're showing us all these images at the moment of vastly reduced pollution. Part of that is due to a lot of factories being shut down, but also a chunk of that is due to there being a heck of a lot less traffic because there are a lot more people working from home. So imagine if the people that do work from home now, that can work from home, just worked from home in general, there'd be a lot less air pollution, wouldn't there? Which would be quite nice because obviously, you know, pollution in the air kills a lot of people a year. Pollution in the air kills more people than coronavirus a year. So yeah, I mean, it would be a good thing for reducing pollution. Whichever side of things you believe the climate debate to be on is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It's got nothing to do with it. Pollution does give people lung problems. That's fact. It's nothing to do with global warming or whatever you want to believe. So reducing pollution is a good thing for the health of people in general, beliefs aside, you know. So Yeah, I think that's a positive thing about the changes that have, we've been required to make with the virus. Reducing the pollution levels. Hopefully it'll mean there's a lot less kids born with asthma, a lot less people dying of lung diseases and stuff like that. We'll have to see though. Right, we'll go with these. We've got this. Oh, this is full on PPC stuff, isn't it? We've got the snub PPC there. We've got PPC in the Vindicator, PPC in the Panther. I could take the Cicada for a 4th PPC, but I think we'll stick with the Enforcer with the AC-10 and the large laser for now. Right then. I think I'll give Catch a run this time. We'll stick him in the Vindicator, because if I don't use him, he's not going to improve in gunnery, is he, anytime soon? So we've got to use him if we want him to get better. Although it is tempting just to keep him benched, just for having that slightly better gunnery skill on Black Cat of 3. But we'll take him out for a spin. Lazy says clean air is overrated. Nobody needs their lungs. Oh, Infernal, try living in the UK, man, where we can't get food and basic things like soap and toilet roll at the moment because people are panic buying and still panic buying. It's ridiculous, even though they're being told, look, we've got plenty of stuff. Just stop panic buying and everyone will be fine. No, must keep panic buying. What? Yeah, I mean, we got stuff well in advance and started building things up slowly, but so we're okay for food for now. But if the panic buying continues for several more weeks, I'd say a couple more weeks, we're going to start getting in trouble as well, I think. And of course, the worst of it is like key members of society, like hospital staff, are struggling to get food. Because by the time they finish their shifts and can get to the supermarkets, everything's been cleaned out by the COVIDiots. So that's a problem. Also, both of my brother's households at the moment are locked down. They're in quarantine. So my mum, who's a nurse, after finishing work, because they're rationing stuff as well, she's had to buy supplies for one of my brothers who lives near her, because he's locked down. So she has to go to a supermarket, pick up whatever she can for him, and that's rationed. And then she needs to get stuff for herself as well. And to be allowed to get stuff for herself, she then has to go to a completely different supermarket because you're only allowed a limited number of items per person. So she's had to shop for my brother, get a load of stuff in one supermarket, then deliver that to him, then go to a completely different supermarket to buy her own stuff, and also, keep working as a nurse. So that's great, isn't it? So yeah, it's kind of sucky for a lot of people. And both my mum and one of my former bandmates work in the health service. My former bandmate works as a paramedic in London, or if you're American, you might know them as EMTs, whatever you call them. First responder, drives an ambulance, that kind of stuff. Are saying that they don't have enough protective gear. They can't get enough protective gear in. So that's a big problem as well. And of course, in the countries that are hardest hit, we're already seeing doctors and nurses dying of this because of not having enough protective gear. So it's very, very worrying.
Standing by.
Let's hope that problem stops. Yeah, I think that's been catching on, Garrison. I think COVIDiots is a thing now. That's what you describe. Well, the obvious. People are panic buying all over the US as well. It's ridiculous, says Lazy. Yeah, I mean, some of the other European countries got on top of that pretty quickly, so they've managed to stop panic buying before it really became a big thing. So their supplies are holding out. But yeah, our British and American cultures are going to get scoffed at by others in the world. And deservedly so, I'd say. Just because of a number of idiots, basically, that are ruining it for the rest of us.
Got eyes on the target.
Selfish people. What it is.
Enemy detected.
Selfish people that just don't know how to think of the greater good, basically.
Waiting for orders. On my way.
Roland says, thank you to all the non-gun owners for stockpiling supplies for those of us with guns to take. Oh dear. Yeah. That might work in the States. That doesn't work over here. I'm having to consider figuring out how to make myself a crossbow. I recommend some videos by Jörg Sprava on YouTube. German guy.
Good to go.
What to do here? I think I might actually reserve. Let's see what happens if anyone else comes closer and ready to be shot at. Oh, he definitely is, Roland. Yeah, he's an absolute genius. Not only for what he does in construction of his, you know, bows and arrows and crossbows, repeater crossbows, self-loading things. Like, he's not only a genius for all of that he does, but also he's a good guy in terms of trying to get more protections for YouTube creators. I don't know if you're aware of that side of things that he does as well. He's a genuine,
Ready for orders.
absolute boss of a human being. And I love his laugh. He laughs like a proper German crazy man. Like just this big, like guffawing bear of a guy when he's laughing. It's hilarious. Let me show you its features. Yeah, Garrison knows him as well. Uh-oh, there's a Shadowhawk here.
Affirm.
But yeah, I mean, the suspicion is, and well, there's evidence to prove that a fair number of people that have been panic buying are actually just buying up stocks with the aim of price gouging. I was talking to my grandmother a couple of weeks ago about this already back then, and you know, because I'm very much into my history and all of that, and I was talking about how, you know, in the war you had people doing that, and obviously we were talking about that back then over here they were known as spivs and black marketeers, and we were talking about how you know, those people were rightfully prosecuted and punished for the kind of behavior that basically goes against the effort. I mean, back then it was the war effort. I don't know what we call it here, but we'll call it the greater good or whatever. Those people do need to be prosecuted, and it's, you know, it's happening in every country pretty much, that you have got people trying to profiteer from the situation, and they are causing problems and shortages as a consequence. They need to have their things confiscated and to be punished for doing such things. You know, it's
Damage minimal.
it's selfish, it's scummy, and times like this we need to pull together, just as we did in the war. Countries and people in those countries had to pull together to get through and help each other and do what's right. We need the same kind of efforts right now with this. Although the threat is very different, it's still deadly to a good portion of society, and will be more dangerous for a lot of other people if people are dumb about things. You know, if food shortages actually end up occurring, if vulnerable or disabled people can't get the food and supplies they need, more people will die and not of the virus. You know, they will die of other things unnecessarily, and it will be thanks to the COVIDiots. So yeah, things need to be gotten on top of very quickly and need to change.
Copy that.
We can't allow the scumbags of society to ruin it for everyone else. Like, normal times, when everything's normal, you know, business as usual, we do let the Muppets ruin things for everyone else, because there's not so many of them, and the effect of them ruining things is not so harsh. But times like this, we can't afford to be sympathetic towards idiots. It's my view.
Affirmative.
You got to come down on them hard. Roland said, self-isolation is like minimal change to my normal lifestyle. Yeah, I've been saying that. It's like, yeah, we're in social isolation, social distancing, all of that. So, you know, business as usual. For gamers, life goes on the same as it ever did.
Light damage, Commander.
Santa Claus, why would you be making that? What? Did I miss something you said earlier, or is that just out of the blue? Yeah, I could be making that. What? or is that in reply to me suggesting building a crossbow? Is that your version? Don't let the government read what you wrote.
Primary target is damaged, Commander. Keep it up.
Oh, Roland says, sadly, I was supposed to start a new government job on the 9th. Right now, my start date is in limbo. Crap. I hope they pay you. I hope they start paying you regardless. That's one of the things that's happened over here that's kind of good, is they're trying to stop people from losing their jobs by guaranteeing that the government will pay like 80% of people's salaries.
Waiting for orders.
At the moment, obviously, that only protects people with salaries, or, you know, that are working those kind of jobs. So the self-employed and small businesses have not really had the protection yet, but they are currently working on a package to protect those as well, because rightfully so, a lot of people went, what about these people? What about everyone else? So yeah, they're working on that too, which is good. Of course, there's no protection for people like me, though. we don't get anything. We're not exactly an essential job, though, really, are we? Streaming. It's not life or death. We're not saving the planet here. Yeah, if you were over here, Lazy, you would still be able to receive 80% of what you would normally earn paid for by the government, and the government was hoping that the other 20% would be made up by employers that could afford to do it, and those that can't, you know, they're hoping still being able to get 80% of your paycheck each month should be enough to keep you going, you know, just stop you from being homeless or starving, basically. You know, it's not great, but it's better than just being left to the wolves, isn't it?
Vehicle trashed.
What? They removed this. How could they remove the shield arm from the Centurion model? What's that all about, Garrison? I haven't seen what it looks like. Feel free to link it to chat, by the way, Garrison, if you have a picture of it. Bast Worshipper, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing all right and virus free.
Engaging physical attack.
Oh, that's good, Roland. Yeah, so at least you're covered
Enemy
for
unit
now.
Destroyed.
Damage minimal. Good to go. Heading out.
Yeah, I mean, there was talk of loans over here, Lazy, but they've actually done grants because loans aren't actually that helpful. It was decided over here. Grants are what's needed. And yeah, I mean, our people and our nation will be paying for this for a long time. I was talking to Garrison earlier. I was saying, you know, we're still basically paying for World War II at the moment. So we're going to be paying for the economical effects of this and any stimulus packages we put through, probably for the rest of our lives, possibly even for the rest of my son's life as well. But, you know, if it stops everyone from dying and the country from being destroyed and everyone being unemployed, then it's worth it, isn't it? You know, the alternatives are worse than the solutions that we're going with at the moment.
Engaging. Reporting critical hit.
Oh, what state are you in, Roland? Ah, I see. Not California then.
They've blown past my armor.
That's true, but a Bast worshipper, it is true. Yeah.
Commander. Roger that.
Yeah, I mean, already the big businesses that are the least likely to need the help, they already started lining up for handouts right at the start. Same as usual. Same as with the financial crash. You know, all of that will be repeated. You can guarantee that.
Roger that.
And you can almost guarantee that the people at the top of those businesses will still give themselves huge bonuses as well, because that's exactly what they've done every other time there's been dire financial situations. They still keep getting their bonuses. They still keep getting bailed out at the expense of the poorest people that actually do pay taxes. And bear in mind, a lot of those kind of huge businesses and tech companies don't actually pay their taxes right either. You know, they use every possible way of avoiding paying tax in the first place, so they pay minimal tax. I mean, I was just talking to one of my buddies yesterday, and he was explaining how he refuses to use these companies now because they don't pay tax to his country. They don't pay for their health service or, you know, their society, their roads or anything like that, because they dodge the taxes. So he will only use small local businesses because they actually do pay their tax contribution, and it makes perfect logical sense. Why are we paying all these huge companies for them to dodge social responsibility and avoid contributing to society and just lining their own pockets? Like, why do we support these? Convenience, that's why, and because they're cheaper usually. But you know, if you really think about it, you'll realize that they're just laughing at us. You know, they're screwing us and they're laughing at us, and they're getting away with it over and over and over. Small businesses, on the other hand, local businesses, your ma and pa shops, all of those kind of things, those people are paying into your society. They are paying for the well-being of your society. And so often those kind of places are not used. They're neglected. They go bust, even though they're exactly the kind of places we should be supporting.
All weapons committed.
Got something you want done?
I'm really enjoying having PPCs this early in the game. It's ridiculous. Doing so much damage to things. Kind of obviously been on a bit of a diatribe about the current situation in the world and not really having to concentrate too much on what I'm doing in the game. And things are coming together nicely anyhow, because we've got so many PPCs. Although it helps if they hit the target. That one didn't.
Solid connection on
Roland says, the good thing is I've got more minis painted in the last week than I have in the previous decade. You see, I started doing that. I was so happy. I got a bunch of miniatures painted that I've had for years and years. Before my son was born, and then since William was born in October, I have managed to get 0 painting done. Absolutely none. Nothing. So all my free time for that has completely evaporated. So I have to get back on that again one day. But I might have to wait a few years. We'll see.
Hostile eliminated.
Mission successful.
Well, can't say I blame you, Redfred. Can't say I blame you. I'm certainly not going to hold that against you. After all, for me, I do the shows for free. Like, if people choose to throw some money at me, it's a privilege and a luxury. It's not expected. Don't you worry. Because of me worrying about the stability of this game, Garrison, I kind of don't want to tab out of it in case it falls over. So, if you want to just link the link the link to the Centurion, you do it, because I don't want to risk this breaking right now. Things did not start well. We're seeing this repeated error message at the end of every mission as well. Just for those that are wondering, this is version 1.9.1 of BattleTech. Vanilla, no mods, no nothing. And I'm kind of jittery about it already. Okay, we need to fix up that enforcer. Are we going to travel? Let me have a look what contracts I've got left. Now, I could do trap sprung, couldn't I? Maybe, possibly, hopefully. We'll give that a shot. So we'll fix up the enforcer. Only takes a day. I'm going to break the bank, is it?
Job's done, Commander.
You're damn right there, Lazy. You're damn right there. Right, what am I doing? We're going to do this contract. I'm going to up the salvage. Okay, because this one's a bit harder, I'm going to switch Catch out. I need to check Catch, actually, see if he's now got enough XP to get Gunnery 3, and then I won't need to worry about him sucking quite so much. We'll go with these guys for now.
Warriors, prepare for combat.
Banshee's looking good, is it? Yeah, they do usually. Just a terrible mech. Well, apart from the 3S, obviously, you know, the 3S is usable. The rest of them are awful. I quite like that one. No, is it? Yeah, it is that one. Yeah, that model in MechWarrior 5. I think it's pretty good.
Command interface
As well.
initiated.
I ended up preferring that over an Atlas just because I could, it's the weapon hard points basically, I could cram more weapons into it. Garrison said the 3S isn't just usable, it's downright great. No, it is. You're right. No argument there. It's my assault mech of choice, I think, in MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries at the moment. Durable, doesn't have a vulnerable cockpit like the Night Star seems to have.
Move order received.
Can pack more varied firepower than an Atlas.
Moving out.
I mean, the only thing is it doesn't have quite as much armor as a 100-ton mech, but it doesn't matter when you've got the amount of guns that you can fit in that thing. I have a cunning plan. Since that assassin's so fast, for a change, I might actually go for a flanking maneuver with one of my mechs. If we can cause some havoc. That's stuck with me ever since my childhood, Roland. That's never going to leave my vocabulary. And you are right. You're bang on the money. It is exactly because of Blackadder.
Got it.
Enemy detected.
Move order received.
Yeah, I like the Cataphract. It's one of my favourite heavy mechs.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements.
Oh, they got reinforcements on us already. Eek.
Commander.
Yeah, let's move away from the reinforcements.
I copy.
See if we can smash these guys up first. What have we got here? What? It's not fully armoured, don't worry. Only a minor amount of panic. I mean, look at it. It's ramshackle. 37 armour on the CT. Still got that ammo in there as well. Good old Thunderbolt.
Target acquired.
Light it up like a firework if we hit that CT enough. The battalion you're building has 6 of them, Roland, does it? Nice. Yeah, I like the Catfract. I grew to have a soft spot for that from playing MechWarrior Online. For a long time back in the day, it was a top tier comp mech in the days of jump sniping. And yeah, I spent a lot of hours in a Cataphract 3D.
Confirmed.
That was my thing. Ammo explosion. There we go. That's that done then. Didn't take much, did it? Okay. Was that it? Yeah, that was their entire land. So my super cunning flanking maneuver that I sent Doyle on in the Assassin is now completely worthless. Since the mech that was over there is now dead. Okay, let's go find out what this is then. What do we do? Go for a jump? Let's have a jump.
Here we go.
It could be Red Fred, I don't know. I mean, what I did is I removed all the mods from this game. I didn't do a full reinstall after doing that. I just left the install the same. Removed all the mods. The game has now been verified twice, so it should be, you know, kosher. But yeah, I mean, there could be something that's not been removed that I don't know about. So at some point I'm going to have to try to do a complete, fresh, full reinstall of it. Obviously, I didn't have the time to do that just before streaming after realising that there was an issue. But perhaps I'll try to get that done overnight.
Light damage, Commander.
Ready to get it on. I get you. On the move.
Garrison says, poor Thunderbolts, such great mechs with such poor ammo placement. That's right. Yeah, they're not bad if they're in the hands of someone competent who moves the ammunition. Not bad at all then. Yeah, I mean that message is very minor, Red Fred. The thing that's bothering me the most is that now, every time I go to load a game, I seem to need to verify the game files first, otherwise the save file won't load. That's the one that's really bothering me.
Awaiting orders.
So yeah, so like obviously I'm worried that if this game crashes while I'm streaming and I have to restart, I might not be able to load my save file unless I verify the game files first, which obviously takes a while. So that's the main thing that's bugging me, is if that's the case, because that really shouldn't be happening.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
What?
Damn it, I'm wounded.
We just got meleeed in the head. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh no, Black Cat, not like this. Not again. He died right at the start of my Phoenix Point campaign. Poor guy seems to be having a bad run of luck. Let's hope we can save him.
Locked on. All weapons.
Well, Sarge is definitely doing his bit there.
One left target.
Javelin wrecked, but there's still another one back here. That is the last enemy, I believe. So
Yes, Commander.
just need to keep Black Cat out of trouble, really, so he doesn't get his cockpit blown up.
Got it.
It could be very soon, Garrison. Very, very soon.
All weapons committed.
Right, another great thing about having this many PPCs early on is obviously the sensor impairment effect they're having, because we're fighting fairly low-level pilots as well at this stage of the game, so the more hits I get with these PPCs, the more their accuracy is being thrown off as well, which is pretty fantastic.
I understand. That's a critical hit.
Make sure to build a Griffin to put Garrison in. Always lazy. That's always first thought I have when putting Garrison in a Lance, is just make sure we've got a potato mech for him. We know how much he loves them.
Locked on. That's a miss.
Oh, look at all that evasion. You can't touch him. And we're going to ignore all of his evasion, thanks to the assassin's ability there.
Yep. Move into position. Copy that.
Nice. AC-10 round straight to the CT. Oh, I can't wait to rebuild my Enforcer and try to get an Ultra AC-20 in it. I'm assuming that'll be the only weapon it'll be carrying. That I'll have tonnage for anything else. But oh, it's going to be so glorious at this level, firing an Ultra AC-20 into things. So much fun. Potatoes are cheap and don't require refrigeration. They're vital now, says Lazy. Yeah, you're right. I was talking to one of my friends. Well, I've been talking to a lot of my friends about, obviously, the virus over and over in recent times. But another one of them was saying to me, yeah, what we all need right now is a vegetable garden that we planted in the past. Yeah, that would be really useful. Yeah, I wish past me had done that. Trouble is, where I am now, we rent, and so we're not really allowed to dig up the garden to go planting vegetables. And before the coronavirus thing had come into full swing, I was already talking to Shell about, if we actually do get to move into the house that we're in the process of buying at the worst possible time ever, it would be great to actually dedicate some of our garden space to growing some of our own stuff, which would be really nice. Only that's no help right now, is it? No use yet. We've got to get in the house first. We're not even sure we're going to be able to do that because everything is in Britain potentially getting locked down today. I mean, I've not even seen the news. We might be locked down already for all I know. Or it could get locked down tomorrow, and in which case we will not be going anywhere if that happens, because we won't be allowed. But we'll see. I'm just checking. Okay, so we're being threatened with being locked down starting tonight. Won't that be amazing? My civil partnership occurs tomorrow. Yeah, for those that might get confused, that's to my partner Michelle, who is a female. Over in the UK, we are allowed civil partnerships without being gay. So yeah, that's supposed to be happening tomorrow. And if we get locked down tonight, it might not happen. It's all really bad timing, isn't it? Right, I'm going to take that Thunderbolt piece, and I guess we'll take a piece of Javelin. Will we take a piece of Javelin, though? Do I really want to do that? Or would I rather just take a large laser, because I really like large lasers in this game? I'm actually going to choose the large laser. We got a piece of Javelin anyhow. Fair enough. I mean, if I'd have taken both of those pieces of Javelin, I could have made a whole Javelin, but I'm not really that bothered about it. I'm already at the point where I have 3 medium mechs, and the Panther is a perfectly good light mech for my 4th mech in the Lance, so not really wanting more lights. Not unless it's something like a fire starter. Hey Joe, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, so the Final Form campaign, I'm playing the vanilla BattleTech in its final release, which is version 1.9.1. This is supposed to be the last form of the game, so I thought I'd play a vanilla campaign of it in its final form without any mods or anything like that, because I've not done that yet. I've not even played the game, let alone on stream with it in this form. So I thought we'll do that, and that's what we're doing. Okay. Should I try one of these 1.5 skulls? We've got battle and we've got an assassination. Well, yeah, I think, yeah, I've got mediums. Why am I even questioning this? I should be able to handle this, shouldn't I? Right, let's check pilots first. The thing I'm being wary of, though, is I have got it on hard difficulty in terms of enemy force strength, so I've got to be a little bit wary of biting off more than I can chew. Right, we have got gunnery 3 for catch. That's good. We needed that.
Confirmed, Commander.
What can Doyle get? Guess I'll get another point in guts for now. Want to go get coolant vent and then just get sure footing for Doyle. I think it's usually my favourite combo of things. All right, Gecko can get bulwark already, so we're going to take that.
Training complete.
Waiting for orders.
Sarge, not ready for it yet, but we'll take a point in guts, so we're a bit close to getting it. I do like to get bulwark as early as I can. It just makes everyone a bit more survivable, and then we'll work on getting a reasonable amount of gunnery before going for whatever other skills we want. How's Black Cat doing? Yeah, so we'll get him guts as well.
Mech warrior training complete.
Right now, he's injured for 23 days, unfortunately. I don't believe any of my mechs needed fixing, so we'll just take on this battle. Ah, my wrist is hurting. We'll get a bit more salvage for this. And we pop catch back in. And we're good to go, I think. I'm just having second thoughts about who's in what. No, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. We'll launch that. Yeah, I guess you've not seen me for a while, Jay, because I was playing Phoenix Point campaign. I don't know if that interests you or not, but it's all up on YouTube from start to finish. We actually managed to finish the campaign. No spoilers from those that watched it on how it ends, but I'd say it's worth a watch. Again, I was using subscribers as the characters in the game, and there were some serious bloodbaths. It was a lot more brutal than a BattleTech campaign in terms of loss of subscriber lives.
Command interface.
That's right, Roland. Yeah, we all need victory gardens, just like the war. Dig for victory. Yeah, Lazy said now would be a good time to have an allotment garden. If only you knew that before. Yeah. Lazy says planter boxes on the roof. Can't go wrong. Just make sure to have a wobbly ladder. Yeah, Lazy says Shell gave birth to a baby, so female cohabitation is confirmed. That's right, yes. She delivered the baby in this very room as well, in fact, as most of you know. That's one thing that's going to be a bit sad about leaving this house if we do get to move to the one we're buying. Is you know, at the moment we live in the house that my son was born in, which is not something everyone gets to say or do.
Enemy detected.
Receiving you. Yeah. Confirmed.
Lazy says, I died in the Phoenix Point campaign in my first deployment. Yeah. You weren't the only one either. There are a bunch of people that had very, very short lives. Oh, that sounds good, Roland. That sounds good. You see, growing up, my grandparents, I was very lucky that my grandparents lived in the country. They weren't rich people, you know. They were just traditional, you know, rural folk. And they had an absolutely massive vegetable garden and fruit orchard attached to their property, which was great, and it set a really good example of like, it's really good to have this stuff. But I'm 38 now. I've never owned my own home. I've always rented houses, and obviously, when you rent, you usually are not allowed to dig up the garden and start planting things. So we've never really been able to take advantage of that knowledge of how awesome it is to have access to that kind of thing. But once we get our own house, we'll be able to do that.
I've been sensor locked.
Have to see what the soil's like, but you know, you can make almost any kind of soil work. This is the UK. It's good for growing things in general. Spider and Shadowhawk. Oh, I'm going to ignore the Spider. He's not as big a threat as the Shadowhawk, so we'll give that a slap. Ignore his evasion as well while we're at it.
Ready for orders. Location confirmed.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it, Lazy? Just the options aren't there for everybody, are they? And it's a shame. I mean, I think it's not that uncommon that if the option isn't there for you, it makes you want to be able to do it more. Like, quite often the people that would do it are the people that just can't do it. Ooh, nice thought.
On it.
Okay, that was a lot of missiles. I don't know what that is, but it's worrying me.
Commander.
going to keep jumping, I guess. Let's keep that evasion up. Since we have so many mechs with jump jets, we may as well play the jump jet style for now.
Warning. Armor low.
Want to get another PPC blast into the Shadowhawk before it gets to fire.
All weapons.
Just keep its chances to hit low. Although it might actually just walk up and try to punch my assassin. Thinking about it, is that what it's doing? No? Oh no, he's running away. He's showing me his back.
Detected.
Okay,
Standing by.
not the smartest thing to do, is it?
Engaging jump jet.
I think we'll have a hard time hitting this spider. It's got so much evasion. Yeah, 30%. I think I'm just going to turn the AC-10 off. That's not even worth it. We'll fire the large laser, just try our luck, but yeah, pretty much to be expected. That miss, wasn't it?
Commander. Lifting off. That hit something good. What's up, boss?
Yeah, so how are you guys doing where you are? Have you already been locked down? Are you being threatened with lockdown? Or are you absolutely fine and nothing has changed? Obviously, I mentioned I just checked the news and there's talk of locking us all down tonight onwards, which would be appalling timing for me. But how are things for you guys? So where are you again, Roland? Was that Massachusetts, did you say? So business as usual for you guys, is it?
Here we go.
In Maine. Okay, very small rural state. Yeah, it's the best place to be right now, Roland, isn't it? That kind of place. The less people, the better, eh?
Target lock on enemy's rear.
Barely 1 million people in the whole state. Sounds good. Sounds like the perfect kind of place for me. I like the sound of that. I mean, I live in a suburb where we're right on the very edge of a city here, but having grown up in the countryside, I'm a country boy at heart. I prefer, you know, the quiet kind of environment, less people, less traffic, less pollution.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Ron says we have barely 1 million people in the whole state, and we all have guns.
Good to go.
Kind of sounds like rural life over here as well. The difference is though, you have a lot more freedom on the kind of guns you're allowed.
Firing jump jet.
We're never going to hit with that PPC, are we? We'll fire the LRM-5, because maybe a missile might connect.
Locking on target.
Maine is the third most heavily armed state in the Union, really. Standing army of 5 dudes, though, right? Just, but all the citizens have got guns.
Receiving you.
Garrison, I see a fool you can smite. If you're there, please smite away. Use your mighty powers of smiting.
Locking in all weapons. Solid connection on that one.
Yeah, there we go. Good smiting, Garrison. Most impressive.
Damage minimal. All weapons committed.
Bass Worshipper says, I love Maine. My grandparents had a cabin on South China Lake. Fun summers. What's South China Lake like then? I've never heard of it.
Good to go.
Sounds suspicious to me. They don't have none of those viruses there, do they? Oh, I'm sure it's a lovely place. Oh, Roland says he's not far from there relatively. Your version in the States of not far from somewhere is very different to the UK's, though. 3 hours is not close.
Waiting for orders. On it.
Screw it. No, let's not. Let's keep being sensible and keep the heat down.
Target lock on.
No way! Roland says the joke is that Maine has Paris, London, China, Manchester, Denmark, Egypt, Moscow, and Sweden all within an hour's drive. Wow, that is quite a mix of people you must have had in Maine for the place names to be like that. Bass Worshipper says, no viruses I'm aware of. I think it's a fairly typical lake community. Beautiful. It sounds good.
Ready for orders.
Do you know what? I'm going to punch this guy in the butt with Sarge, I think.
I copy.
Good chance to hit. Decent damage coming out of a Panther, relatively. Ah, got the right leg. That's nice. I'll make him easier to finish. Oh, and Norway as well. Wow. No Irish place names there, though, I noticed. Was it... or Scottish? Was it not a place that was... popular to be settled by the Irish and the Scots then?
Light damage. Holding firm. Orders. Position confirmed. Nice.
Mainly is heavy Franco-English, says Roland. Ah, right.
Orders. Location confirmed. Acknowledged.
There we go. Now was the time for the PPC. And we made good use of it. Smashing that spider to smithereens. We'll finally get to find out what this thing over here is. It's just a vehicle, is it? It's probably just an LRM launcher, but it's been upsetting me all mission. Oh, ho, 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 ho. It's not a vehicle. It's a catapult C4. Has it run out of ammo yet? No, it hasn't. 2 LRM-20s. This is why it felt like it might have been an LRM launcher. That's actually very, very, very painful. We'll go with a... Oh, shall we try to leg this and salvage some? We'll see if we can do that. Because, I mean, it's not fully armoured, obviously. Oh, crap. It's meleeing me. No! Don't do it. Okay, at least it didn't fire the LRM, so that's a plus. Yeah, I was showing William some. Some of you guys will know who Billy Strings is, for example, and Michael Cleveland. Maybe not all of you, but some of you might know who I'm talking about. I was showing him some Billy Strings and Michael Cleveland, and then playing the music, and I was saying, without the Scottish and Irish ancestors, this type of music would never exist. And obviously he's very little, but he does listen to music. He takes it in. And music's a big thing in the Doyle family. See, a lot of us have been musicians. Some are also artists.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
So I want him to know the heritage. But yeah, I mean, if you guys don't know who Michael Cleveland is, he's possibly the best fiddle player that's alive today that I've seen. And Billy Strings is a very, very talented chap as well. He's a young guy. There's a lot of kind of bluegrass type stuff. And those guys playing together was very impressive stuff. Yeah, that's right, Roland. That's right.
Yep. Roger. Locked on.
Refusing to hit the leg now.
Reporting critical hit.
Don't really have enough resolve to be thrown away on aimed shots at the minute, though. Want to obviously keep it over 50% so we keep getting that accuracy bonus.
Position confirmed.
Because everybody's got terrible gunnery skills right now. Oh, there we go. We managed to get a couple of hits on the leg there.
Critical hit, Commander.
Into the sea shanties, eh, Roland? Nice.
Breached. Internal damage.
One of my musician friends actually wrote a sea shanty. He got very into them at one point and decided he wanted to write one of his own, and he did.
Up high. Affirmative.
Oh, we got the left leg, and we got the knockdown. Ah, nice.
Receiving you.
Now, my dad used to be in the British Navy when he was young, and he taught himself to play mandolin while he was in the Navy, and then once he left, became a musician.
Affirmative.
Oh, head destroyed! Pilot lethal damage! Excellent shooting there. Oh, we're getting some salvage from this catapult.
Mission successful.
Definitely glad I upped the salvage for this mission. Still, I think we're only allowed to choose 2 pieces, so we can't take a whole catapult from this. But nice to have a chance of getting lucky and rolling that third part. You never know. Also, wouldn't be too bad to roll that Shadowhawk piece either. Oh, RNGesus is on our side today. Look at that. We got the final piece of the catapult. And we got the Shadowhawk piece. We got a spider piece as well. Whatever. Something to sell. We also got an LRM-20. Oh boy. We have our first heavy mech so early. We've not even left the first location. And we've got ourselves a heavy mech. Yeah, pretty lucky. Yeah, the Portuguese are very long-term, old-timey allies of the English, let's say, before we were the British. Yeah, the Portuguese are long-time friends and allies. Back in the days where France and Spain were getting so uppity all the time, we had Portugal we could rely on. Okay, so the Locust is obviously going into storage. And we now have a catapult to build. Okay, what am I going to do with this then? We've got 4 missile slots, 2 energy, 2 support. Oh, voice going already. Don't worry, it's not the virus. I'm fine. I don't have a sore throat or anything. Right. Let's max the armor. Strip the back down a bit. I might not actually be able to complete a build on this. At the moment, we're very limited in terms of what equipment I've actually got in storage, so we'll have to see what I can do with this. Maybe if I just go completely off the wall and give it some lasers. I mean, could give it a single PPC. This is going to get kind of weird though, isn't it? PPC and a medium laser and then some missiles. It's already weird. But, hold on a minute. Let's think this through, because I do have an LRM-10 and I've got an LRM-20 and 2 LRM-10s. I could actually make it a missile platform. Not going to be enough ammo though, is it that? I'm going to run out of ammo too quickly. So what if I strip out a one of those LRM-10s, and then we've got LRM-30 right now, and then just stick some energy in it after that. Oh, we've got no heat sinks. Oops. Not smart. Well, actually, that could work. I mean, once it gets hot, it's going to take me a while to lose the heat. Because I'm not putting any extra heat sinks in, but I don't know. At this stage of the game, I mean, everything we're fighting is so pathetic. This is not awful. We can make this work. And then once we get some better gear, we can start shifting its purpose a little bit. I'd like to just actually make it a splat cat if I can. Just stick some SRMs in it instead. And then some shorter range lasers and just smash things. But at the moment, I've only got 1 SRM-6, 5 SRM-2s, and yeah, it's not really good enough for what I want to do with it. So we'll make it this for now.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
And then, right, are we going to do more contracts here? What's left? Just one, and it's an assassination. We might as well do that, I think. What needs fixing before I can do a mission? So we've got the assassin 3 days away. Right, we'll let that finish, and then we'll do that mission, I think. There we go. Check pilots for experience.
Standing by.
Catch is ready to get another point in guts. We'll go with that.
Confirmed, Commander.
Gecko. What do I want? Oh, Gecko. I don't know. I'm going to get a point in gunnery for now, though, because
Training complete.
that 4th point in gunnery is definitely useful. Right, Sarge can get bulwark. That's good. And then I guess we'll save for another point in gunnery. Oh, sorry, yeah.
Mech warrior training.
What's it telling me? No, it's fine. Right, so we've now got 3 bulwark pilots. Black Cat's still out injured. 15 days left now.
Receiving you.
Ticking away.
Yes, Commander.
We're going to go do that last contract here before we move on. Assassination. We're going to up the salvage again. And yeah, we'll just stick with these guys because Black Cat's injured. Nothing I can do to help him right now. Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that.
Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
Yeah. I can't shake from my mind worrying about tomorrow now. I mean, it shouldn't be that surprising, should it? You know.
Command interface initiated.
Me and Shell have been together for 19 years. We finally get around to getting our version of Hitched with our civil partnership, and we're in the middle of an apocalypse, and we might get locked down and not be allowed to go. I mean, we already had to cancel on the parents, so the parents aren't coming. Like, they're old and at risk. And I mean, my mum's a nurse, like, so my mum's over 60, has asthma, and is a nurse. Already worried about her. But yeah, so we've had to cancel on the parents, but yeah,
And I forgot my
we might have to
chair.
cancel the whole thing if we get locked down tonight. I don't know if it will count as one of the things that we'll be allowed to leave the house for. I mean, we might try our luck anyhow.
Affirmative.
We'll have to see. And then the next worry is obviously we're buying a house right now. We're like this close from completion of buying a house, and it would really suck if we get that done and then we're not allowed to move into it because we're all locked down. So we've got to stay here. That would really suck.
Enemy
It has all
detected.
been timed so badly for us. I mean, not that these things time well for anyone with anything, but you know, being about to get married and buy a house while all this is kicking off definitely is not my idea of good timing.
Heading out.
Well, you see, the thing with that, Chico, is because we're just a couple, you know, we have no legal protection as a couple, particularly if one of us dies during this, which, you know, it is taking healthy people. It could happen. I'm not exactly a healthy person, you know. I'm in the middle of having investigations on my heart and stuff to find out what's wrong with me.
Orders.
So we don't have legal protections without it. And while that's kind of important as things stand right now, it gets even more important with the fact that we're buying a house. So, yeah, it would be pretty bad, I would say, if we can't get it done in time.
Confirmed.
But obviously, so much worse if one of us dies during this.
Negative damage. Repeat. Negative damage.
Or even, you know, ends up like in hospital in a state where we can't communicate or make our own decisions. You know, that's another thing.
What do you need?
like unless you've got the legal binding, you don't have much control over what happens in those situations with you or your partner doing things for you. You know, so making decisions. You know what I'm getting at, basically. So it's yeah,
Locked on.
pretty sucky. Very, very poorly timed. And you know, we're just one day away, man. We're one day away. That's the thing. It's like it's tomorrow. Yeah, exactly, Lazy. Yeah, you know, obviously we've got William in there as well. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what we get with that over here, Chico, because you know, I don't know it well enough. I just know that we're, you know, to be properly protected, we need the legal stuff.
Moving to position.
But yeah, it's tomorrow. I mean, I was annoyed enough when like I was supposed to go in for 2 fillings last week, right? And I walked through the door. You guys will remember because I told you about this, right? I walked through the door and my phone is ringing in my pocket as I walk through the door, yeah? And I'm thinking, oh, I wonder what that is. And there's a receptionist at the desk on the phone at the time ringing, sees me, puts down the phone, and my phone in my pocket stops ringing. So I got there like 5-10 minutes before my appointment was due. You know, as you do, you get there a little bit early so you're not, you know, ruining the system by being late. It turns out she was phoning to cancel my appointment. So I literally walked through the door of the dentist and they say, yeah, we've got to cancel all non-emergency stuff because the air machines we use are a virus spreading risk or something along those lines. And I'm like, oh, great. Awesome. Perhaps they could have phoned me more than 5 minutes before I'm due. Like, that might have been novel or nice, but no, yeah. So that was already pretty annoying. Like, actually going out, putting yourself at risk, arriving there, and as you walk through the door, they're like, oh, yeah, sorry, you're cancelled. And then we've got, obviously, with our civil partnership being tomorrow. It's at 11:30 tomorrow. 11:30 tomorrow. And we're just, like, crossing our fingers going, please don't lock everyone down before that. Don't do it. And I see in the news it could even happen tonight. So, yeah, it's just... And if it doesn't happen tonight, I'm worried it'll happen at, like, 9 a.m. tomorrow or something like that. Just, you know, just to be super awkward. So, yeah. I'm not a happy man right now with all of this. And the reason they're even talking about locking everybody down is like over the weekend when everyone was told like, look, be careful, please, you know, socially isolate, like, or socially distance yourself. Don't all be meeting up in big groups and going out and about because you're spreading the virus. People did that anyway, and there's photographs all across our country of people just gathering in parks together like nothing's happening. And it's only because of those morons doing that that the government feeling their hand is going to be forced into forcibly locking us down. So it's like, oh, great. Thanks everyone else. Really appreciate that. Because, I mean, we've been like pretty much on lockdown for quite a while now here, just in case, you know. Like I say, with what's going on with me, like I'm really hoping to avoid getting it because I could be at risk. We just don't know. So, yeah, it's, you know, we've been pretty damn careful already, but, you know, obviously a lot of people haven't been.
Commander. Moving out.
That's it, Lazy, and it's true. It really is the case in our culture and your culture these days. There are a lot of people that are very, very self-centered and only think about themselves. And I was not surprised by this. Like, you know, I've been talking about it with Shell for a while. You know it's going to happen, you know, because you know what the general public are like these days. Things are not how they used to be. Let's put it that way. They really are not. Exactly, Lazy. Exactly. Nail on the head. He says, oh, I'm not worried about getting sick. I'm healthy. Yeah, but then everyone you come into contact with afterwards. Exactly. They're not thinking about the vulnerable people, are they? Just about, oh, well, I'm fine. Doesn't matter if I get it. Yeah, but what about all those people that, in the process of getting it, for those potentially 2 weeks where you have it, you're spreading it, and you don't know you've got it, you are giving it everybody else. So that's why this is so hard to shut down and get under control, because, you know, for up to 2 weeks, people can be asymptomatic and still spreading it. Some people never even develop symptoms and still spread it. I was reading, apparently the Chinese are saying, was it something as high as 1 in 3 people that have it never know they had it, but are still able to spread it. So, like, how do you even stop that without everybody doing what they're told and getting inside and minimizing their interactions with people? I mean, it's not even that hard. Like, you know, okay, granted, there's lots of people that can't work from home. Not talking about that. That's its own thing. Having to do your job and earn your money, that's fine. But it's not hard to not go out and about. It's not hard to not go to the pub or not go to the park for several weeks. It's not that hard. Just, you know, watch some stuff on Netflix or play some computer games or just hang out at home with your family just for a few weeks. It's not like we're asking people to chop their legs off, is it? You know, but there are people acting like that is the case. And it's all, you know, it's not even just for the greater good of your own country at this point. This is global. This is for everyone's well-being. I don't know if you guys are aware, but over here, we've not actually stopped flights coming in of people from heavily affected countries. So we've still got people allowed to fly in from China, from Iran, from Italy, from Spain. People are still arriving in our country, like, from the worst affected areas. Absolutely, like, like beggars belief, really.
Roger that.
So you'd think people would want to be, you know, staying away from like the general public because it's going to be rife. I can almost stick my neck out enough and guarantee you that within 2 weeks, I would say that the situation is going to be very, very bad in our country based on our response so far and the evidence we've seen coming out of Spain and Italy. You know, it is pretty much a guarantee at this point.
All weapons committed.
Yeah, that works, Lazy. That works.
Orders.
So stand across the street from your friends with a megaphone and yell. Some people don't even need a megaphone. I don't think I'd need one. I can speak pretty loudly if I need to. Lady says, I have a feeling things in the US are going to be escalating very quickly as well. Yeah, they are. I mean, I don't want to disparage your nation in any way, but your response has been basically as bad as ours. So, you know, both the USA and Britain, things are going to get a lot worse over the next couple of weeks.
Waiting for orders.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Firing. Light damage. Holding firm.
What's up, boss? Got it. Putting my weight into it.
Yeah, I mean, things have already gotten really bad in New York, haven't they? So they've been forced to respond in the way that they have because
Failed to connect.
it's actually already too late for them. And I mean, we've got the same problem in London. You know, very densely populated. That's all you need, really. You know, and people just not responding as they should.
Got it.
Is just making things worse. And then on top of that, I don't know what happened in New York, but in London, they're like, okay, this was a few weeks ago now. People need to stagger their times for going to work and spread out a bit more so everyone's not all crowded on the tubes all at the same time. And then what they did, like the super geniuses they are, is they cancelled loads of the tubes that were running, loads of the trains, cancelled loads of the trains. So there are fewer trains. So all the people that do still need to go into work are now packed even more onto fewer trains, whilst at the same time being told to stagger their work time arrivals so as that not to mix as much. It's so brain dead. Like, and even though this was pointed out quite some time ago, it is still going on. It's still going on that way. Like, there are still fewer trains. I think it's Sadiq Khan, the mayor, that's ultimately responsible for this. So, yeah, round of applause for him. Like, well done. Really well done. Sterling job there.
All weapons committed.
The thing is, with a lot of places, Thor, reliable figures aren't coming out of those places, so it's hard to really know in a lot of countries what the true scope of things is. Like Iran, for example, we don't really know. We have seen from satellite imagery that there are lots of huge mass graves going on, so we can assume it's worse than they're letting on. But yeah, it's... No, welcome back, Garrison. I mean, the figures we can rely on as not being potential lies or propaganda are the Spanish figures and the Italian figures. We can trust those. The South Korean figures, we can trust those. They're the places that have had a lot of cases that I think we can get reliable information out of. All the rest, I'm not so sure. I think anything the Chinese Communist Party puts out is to be taken with a pinch of salt. I personally, you know, their figures might be close to the truth, I don't know, but I personally do not believe for a second that the information the Chinese Communist Party puts out is true, because we're talking about a government that habitually lies to its own people. Why would it not habitually lie to us? We already know it does on other things anyway. So yeah, we can't trust that. But Italy and Spain, yeah, we can trust them. And Italy and Spain, things are looking bad. Really, really bad. Like, you know, and that's coming from two countries that we can rely on their figures, their information being factual. So that's what I'm going off, is looking at them and seeing, you know, we're a couple, like 2 to 3 weeks behind where they are right now.
Waiting for orders.
And at least in the case of Italy, in the UK, we actually have less ICUs in our country than Italy has. So that kind of suggests that when we do get hit, we're going to get hit harder than Italy even. And that's a very sobering thought, because Italy is, yeah, Italy's like in full nightmare mode right now. That's right, Lazy. Yeah, the reliable information is scary. Yeah. The information coming out of the reliable countries is so much scarier than everywhere else. So what does that tell you? You know, that, you know, things are clearly a lot worse in the places that are obviously lying as well. Yeah, 26 deaths per hour in Italy was terrifying, says Garrison. Yeah. Like, the figures are coming in day by day from Italy, and I tell you what, guys, actually, you know, since it's hard to talk about other things when we're in the middle of, like, the biggest deal our generation has ever actually had to face. So here's a site that, I mean, a bunch of you probably already know, but that website, very, very useful. Very, very useful. And I would say is reliable. So the Italian figures have just come in for today since I started the show, because I checked before the show. So this gets updated daily. So the latest update for the Italian figures, another 601 people have died in one day. One day. Spain, 434, one day. Yeah, so you know, if you're in Italy or Spain, all the best. I hope you're all right. I hope you don't get it. I hope you and your families are going to be okay. But holy crap, you know, this is horrifying, and we are catching up. We are catching up. UK, an extra 54 died. USA, another 64 died. Case numbers in the USA over 40,000 now. Luckily for the USA, you've got more ICUs than a lot of countries have got per 100,000, so you might do better in terms of the deaths. But your health system is not the same as most of the world, so you know, you might have more people survive, but they're going to be bankrupted in surviving. We'll see how that pans out with the health insurance thing.
Good to go. Coordinates received.
Yeah, that's right, Lazy. Well, yeah, countries are going to be bankrupted in surviving. I mean, our countries, like what's been announced by the government to get us through this. I was saying earlier, you know, that we're already going to be bankrupted with what's, and it is necessary. I agree, it's necessary. I don't think they shouldn't be helping businesses and helping people survive this. I'm just saying that the consequences of it are going to be very grave financially, and we will all be paying the price for a long time. Hands up if anyone thinks that perhaps maybe just a little bit, the Chinese Communist Party should perhaps maybe just a little bit financially be paying for this, since it's kind of their fault. You know, they kept this suppressed. They knew about this like early December. We didn't know about this till January. They suppressed it. After both the world wars, reparations were paid. The countries responsible for the worst were made to pay for it financially, and we still all ended up financially screwed in Europe as a consequence. Perhaps the Chinese might want to start thinking now about who's going to come with their hands out, saying, "Well, you caused this. Where's the money? Show us the money." I wonder what's going to happen down the line with that. Probably nothing, since the way things go, the Chinese government seem to get away with everything. Nobody seems to want to tell them no, do they? Including our own country. We're letting Huawei in. Sure, you will have heard about that in your news, you know. People are deaf to the problems being caused by China or coming out of China. Problem is they can't hear because of all that Chinese money in their ears.
All weapons committed.
Standing by. Location confirmed.
Yeah, no, I mean the people who are the decision makers, Lazy. We're not the we're not the decision makers. Nothing we can do, is there? We can whinge about it.
Roger.
That's about it.
Aye, aye.
I don't get to decide who provides the 5G network for my nation. Got no influence on that decision. No, Chico, Russia's been very quiet. I mean, not a lot of people really travel to Russia. Just worth noting. Like, it's not like a top destination for somewhere to go for your holidays. So they might be getting off fairly lightly, in at least early on, in that, you know,
Locking in coordinates.
most of the countries that are going to get hardest hit are full-on kind of, you know, globalist countries where people travel around a lot. So, well, you know, any nation in Western Europe, USA, Canada, Australia, you know, all of those kind of places, Japan, are all going to get affected more than I imagine Russia will be. But Russia's doing nothing so far from what news seems to be coming out of Russia. They're not panicking. They think everything's going to be fine, and it might well be fine for them. You know, it might take a long time before the numbers affected there really picks up. This guy's going to escape, and I'm not going to be able to stop him. That has just dawned on me. This guy's escaping, and I can't stop him. Right, let's sprint there. That will at least get his line of sight. Alright, what kind of state is he in? Oh man, we're so close to killing him as well.
Receiving you.
Oh, it's so unfair. Alright, let's go for a big old jump. Oh boy, this is bad.
Gotcha.
No, please hit, please hit, please hit. Okay, we got a hit, right. We need another like that, though, directly into that rear CT. Look, he's got 10 points, 10 hit points on his internals, but all we've got is Catch. Is he going to be the hero we need? No, Catch is running hot. Oh, God, no. Oh, no, 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 no. All kinds of no. Right, I might have to just overheat Catch for this. We've got to do it. If he shuts down, he shuts down. So be it. We need this. Come on, Catch. Come on, Catch. Come on, Catch. Come on, Catch. No! No!
I'm taking heat damage.
He didn't do it. Right, we've still got Sarge. We've still got Sarge. Right. Sarge always saves the day, right? Doesn't he? Right, we don't doubt the Sarge, right? Right? Come on, Sarge. We need this. We need this. Oh, God. Right. 8%, but I can't aim. 6 hit points.
Locked on, rear armor.
Never doubt the Sarge. Yes.
Mission successful.
Oh, that's fantastic. And what a shame he's not here to see it. I'm sure he would have loved that. Yeah, Ruvian. Yeah, it's suspicious, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, it will ramp up. Like, anywhere that gets it, it will eventually get super bad because it spreads. This is the most contagious thing we've ever dealt with as a global virus. So, okay, you know, they might think they're fine right now, and they might well be fine for another week, maybe even another month, maybe even another month and a half. But eventually it will spread enough through their cities. Eventually it will get bad. Lucky for them, they've got a lot of advance warning. But then, you know, Britain and America had plenty of advance warning, some might say. After all, it is almost April, and we've known about this since January. So even with our massive amount of warning, we're still going to get hit hard because we haven't done the things we needed to do. So, you know, it's all about whether your nation has done what's necessary, isn't it, really? Well, right, you know, I apologies in advance if I offend any Russian or Chinese viewers. I'm sure nobody in China watches, but some Russians might, because I'm not saying this to criticize Russian people. That I've known Russian people. Some Russian people are great people. There's nothing wrong necessarily with Russian people, but the government, on the other hand, the Chinese government has been putting out propaganda blaming the USA for actually planting the virus, for spreading the virus and starting the virus. The Chinese propaganda, is, their propaganda machine is in full swing, doing what it does, going, oh, America did it, it was the CIA, America did it. Meanwhile, the Russian propaganda, they are putting out saying the British did it, the British did it, the British did it. Oh, it was Britain. Oh, yeah, the British smeared it all around Wuhan. They are up to their usual games, and that is despicable. Absolutely despicable. I don't for 1 second believe that Britain or America had anything to do with this at all. And if they did, the scientists would be finding evidence that it's been created somewhere. You know, there would be evidence. It will come out eventually. I'll stick my neck out and say we didn't have anything to do with it. Why would we do something so stupid and inflict that upon the world? It's not how Britain and America operate. But that hasn't stopped Russia and China pointing fingers. As usual, Russia points at us, China points at America, saying, "Oh, they did it. They're bad." Yeah, you know. Sadly, a whole bunch of their people will believe that. Luckily for Britain and America, most of the world is already smart enough to not believe that every time it happens. But they are doing that. That you know, things are being found all around the internet. Propaganda is occurring and being traced back to Russia and China. You know, I mean, someone I know linked me an article that made things sound very credible, like, you know, America could be responsible for it in a way. And you look into it and you find out it's written by someone who lives and works in China. You're like, well, not sure we can trust that now. You know, so yeah, the machine's in full swing and it's absolutely disgraceful. Look, I'm not going to say Britain and America never do anything that warrants having fingers pointed at them and being criticised, because that's untrue. Britain and America have done plenty of things that deserve criticism, but I will not sit by and accept the idea that we created coronavirus and did it on purpose. To what end, I don't even know. No, that's just a big no. That's not how our nations have operated or do operate. I can't see that ever being a smart move for us. And you'd think if we had, we'd be a lot better prepared to cope with it, wouldn't we? If we'd done it on purpose, wouldn't we be better to cope with it?
Ready for orders.
I say, I'm joking now. This is a joke, Germany. Please don't misunderstand this. This is a joke. But I would say if there's any suspicion to be had, I would look at the nations that are coping the best with it. Maybe they had something to do with it, Germany. Germany, with its huge caseload number and very few deaths. That's a joke. I don't think the Germans had anything to do with it either. But it's certainly not going to be Britain and America, places where, you know, the numbers are going to be through the roof. So yeah. Right, we'll get Sarge a bit of extra gunnery.
Receiving you.
Yeah, we'll leave them where they are. Don't know. Yeah, I'll save up for that 3,600 point in guts for Doyle there. I have 10 minutes before I'm due to finish now. I don't actually have time to do another mission. However, we have run out of contracts in this location, so what we'll spend our time doing is looking for somewhere to travel to. We'll move on to another location. So let's filter it by 1 skull, because half a skull we cope with very easily. We've picked up a heavy mech now. In fact, I don't even think 1 skull. That's too lacking in ambition. Let's up it to 1.5. So where do I want to go? I think I want to move north and get into Liao territory, because there's loads of good stuff in there. So we'll head there. So Ichlangis will be the next location we visit. Let's hope there are some contracts there. 19 days, right. I'm not going to start that travel yet, because before we go, we can do some rebuilding. So let's rebuild the Enforcer first, I think. And we'll see about the others. Right, I'm just going to start with stripping the mech. Then we'll sort out the armor levels. Now then, what do we want in this? Ordinarily, I want more ammo than this thing's been currently packing. Oh, we were going to put the UAC-20 in it, weren't we? I'm completely forgetting the plan. Yes, Ultra AC-20. It just takes AC-20 ammo, right? So I just need to fill this up with ammo. Oh, we need the store. We need the store. Oh no! Hold on. Does it have its own ammo? I think Ultra AC ammo might. Yeah, yeah. No, I think I do need special ammo, don't I? No. No. Okay. No, it's LBX ammo that's special. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I think. So we'll just buy AC-20 ammo then. I'm forgetting because it's been a while since I played. And when I did play last, I didn't have many of the Ultra AC 5s, any of the Ultra AC weapons anyway, because I was playing Commander's Edition, and they're really rare in that. So we'll just buy normal AC ammo. We'll bung that in, right? So I've got nowhere near enough ammo right now. This is this is not enough. Let's see if we can trim a little bit more armor out of this. I don't want to go too low on the armor because we're going to have to get fairly close up to make good use of this. So we are going to get shot. But I freed up another ton there. That makes me feel a little bit more comfortable having one more ton. So we've got 5 tons of ammunition there. So it's only 5 rounds per ton, isn't it? 25 rounds, and it fires twice every time. Uses 2 rounds of ammo, doesn't it? I mean, that might be alright. We'll go with that. Heat efficiency will have to do. This should be fun, though. I mean, a 50-ton mech with an Ultra AC-20. Come on. That's got to be fun. Quite a few days to fix that up. So we're not gonna do any more changing of mechs. Since we've already got jobs on the go. We've got the catapult 17 days away from completion, and the Enforcer now 28. So now we'll go start our journey towards Ichlangus. Travel there.
Calculating course now, Commander.
The Hunchy would have done it safer. Tonnage-wise is the same. But safety-wise, the Hunchy, in my opinion, would have been a safer bet if I had one of those. I would much rather have it in a side torso location rather than a flimsy arm. I could, yeah, and another thing, I could have stripped both the Hunchy arms down more evenly, couldn't I? As well. So yes, the Hunchy would have done it better. What's going on here? In your quarters, Darius crosses his arms. You know, Gecko has been throwing these parties for the crew. I finally figured out how he was paying for them. He's selling us small arms, and Gecko bursts through the door. We don't even use those dusty rifles. The TCE pays way more than standard market prices. I dump the guns and buy cheap but high quality replacements. A portion of the profits funds these little morale boosting events I've been hosting. Everybody wins. Were you waiting outside this whole time? Don't answer that. Darius shakes his head in disbelief. Look, if the outfit got a proper cut, that would be one thing, but that's up to the commander. Yeah, we'll authorize Gecko to continue, but on my terms. You'll keep fencing our surplus gear. The profits will go to the outfit, minus a small fee for your talents. If a deal goes sideways, then the company has your back. You offer a hand. So you want a cut. I get it. Ignoring your hand, Gecko pulls off a wad of crumpled C-bills and shoves them at you. You take the money, counting it carefully. I'm not sure you do. You're lucky you still have a job, Mech Warrior. Gee, thanks, Commander. I'm eternally grateful. Gecko's voice drips with dissent, but he begrudgingly accepts the terms. Not that he really had a choice. Oh, great. Gecko is now rebellious. Brilliant. Ah, damn it, Gecko. Damn you. Okay. So, we continue travelling. When do we arrive? 11 days' time. So the catapult will be ready, but the Enforcer won't. Hashtag Team Rebellious Scum. That's right, Garrison, that's right. Looks like we've got another one forming already.
Hey, boss. We've just completed those upgrades.
The repair scaffolding's complete. We should be able to afford another upgrade. We've got 2 million C-bills in the bank. What should we go for next? Power or structure? We'll get the power done. Nice and cheap.
It'll take take a bit, but we'll get it done.
That's right, lazy. Yeah, I mean, we could blame the Canadians. They'd probably say sorry, wouldn't they? And then we can all move on.
Waypoint reached, Commander.
Let's visit the store. What do we got here? There's no whole mechs, not that we could afford one even if there was. Anything that we've already got parts for? Don't think so. Well, you know, nothing that's worthwhile anyway. And plus weapons here, though. Ooh, a plus 10 damage AC 10. I've got to buy that just because, you know, you don't see them everywhere. There's an Ultra AC 10. There are 2 Ultra AC 10s. I don't really need them right now, do I? And they're not actually that rare, are they? So I don't need to panic buy the Ultra AC 10. We'll just leave that. Right. Have a look at the hiring hall. See if there are any pilots we recognise. No. Oh, this one's rare.
Standing by.
Unicorn. Is it a space rainbow unicorn though? He's got a cool looking cap on there, hasn't he? Dragon 66. No, there's nobody there. Okay, I mean it might be that I pick up some extra pilots and add some more subs in, but if I do that, I'll do that before I start my next stream. So for now, we are going to leave it there. That is the end of today, and well, as I said at the start of the stream, I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow or not. It all depends on whether our civil partnership goes ahead. If it goes ahead, me and Shell might just take the day off and have a nice day to celebrate our good fortune. If it doesn't go ahead, I might just stream and then whinge a lot about it being cancelled and the country being locked down. So you got that to look forward to. More of the same from today. Play some BattleTech in the background while complain about the coronavirus. Well, it's all everyone's talking about at the moment, and surely that is understandable. It's a big deal for the world now, and hopefully the numbers of people that are still clinging on to it's just the flu are getting fewer and fewer by this point, because it's not just the flu, is it? It's not though, is it? And if you don't believe that, please watch the real first-hand accounts being given to us by Italian and Spanish doctors right now. Some of them are trying to talk through tears. This is how bad it is. Go watch that. If you still think it's the flu, go watch what they're saying, the people on the front line. So yeah, that's enough on that for now. So right, thank you all for sticking around and watching. I really appreciate it, and for the new follows as well and the resubs. Always nice to spend some of my time with you guys, and good. It feels kind of like being back at home to be back on BattleTech at this point as well, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy this series too. If you're watching this on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, and subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this. I will be back at the usual time of 3 p.m, possibly tomorrow, but if not, I'll be back next week because I'm full-time dad on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, so it is cutting into my streaming times. There's a small, minute chance I might be able to fit in some extra streams here or there, just in the evenings once William goes to bed, but it depends on my energy levels. I will do my best, but I can't guarantee it. But yeah, watch this space anyway. I'll see what I can muster up. But yeah, hopefully I will see you all soon, and stay safe. Don't go hugging and kissing any random strangers and getting that virus. Pretty sure your dad probably taught you that. Don't get involved with nobody filthy. But yeah, so stay clean, stay healthy, wash your hands, and try not to breathe in, because you know you can get it from just breathing. So I'm recommending against breathing as well at the moment. Do your best not to breathe. Also, don't run out of food. Stay safe. Good luck, and hopefully see you all soon. Take care. Oh no. I'm just about to end, and I see Lazy like, oh, I'm just going to lick random people and see what they do. Well done, Lazy. Don't ever change. I'll see you guys later. Take care.